welcome to the My Chance Up web application overview. In this segment, we are going to go over the concept of My Chance Up. We're going to do that by addressing the problems that returning citizens face and the solutions that mychanceup.com as a web application offers the returning citizen. Okay, the problem. Returning citizens face four major mounting pressures upon release. These pressures push towards recidivism, or repeat offending. In order to counter the pressures, solutions have to be offered which take into account these pressures, and they must be offered in a timely manner, which is ideally before release. Pressure 1, lifestyle pressures. Returning citizens are on the clock. They need resources, food, shelter, clothing, money, basic human needs, transportation. Need for interaction. They need to be socialized. It's a basic human need. In order to get these things, they're going to go with what's familiar. They're going to go with what they know. Pressure 2, scattered resources. Again, returning citizens are on the clock. There's numerous clearinghouses out there with resources. They've probably been informed upon release of these. They may even have a pamphlet in their hand. But they're scattered resources. There's no central hub across the clearinghouses. Different clearinghouses deal with different things: employment, provision of resources, transportation, legal documents, all of these things. Each clearinghouse deals with a specific thing, and it's a hunt and peck process. It's a very impersonal nature that is in the search at that point. Again, pressure 3 is the impersonal search itself. Not the feeling of it, the actual impersonal search, going on the search for the resources. Again, they're on the clock. There's a learning curve involved in that impersonal search, going out there, hunting and pecking, going to Google, doing the things they have to do to find all these resources, talking to people, making phone calls. Again, every single time they hit this wall of having to do something else, it wants to push them back towards familiarity. This is an unfamiliar thing. This is something I'm not familiar with. It's not something that I'm comfortable with. They're not invested in the process because of that, and there's no sense of ownership. It becomes an ambiguous process because not only is it not personalized, it's not customized. They're on the clock. They're getting pushed towards that familiar. They're getting generic advice. They don't feel like it's personalized in any way. There's a lack of interactivity involved in this. It's a very isolated process. A lack of adaptability, meaning that it's not customizing itself to their particular preferences. Every single returning citizen is different. Therefore, there's a lack of a plan, because most returning citizens are not going to self-plan. They're going to follow whatever they got in their hand, and if that doesn't pan out, they're going to go back to what's familiar. Solution 1 is a place to be. Again, they're on the clock. We're going to establish connections outside of the familiar pathways, preferably before they're released. We're going to give them real results that speak to them. They're going to get a sense of belonging, and they're going to get a sense of empowerment. How are we going to do that? We're going to gather and process the readily available data. We're going to do that using manual upload. We're also going to use automatic upload, using application APIs, or application programming interfaces. We're going to present the resources in easily understandable and searchable ways. We're going to make sure the user interface is very easy for them to understand. We're going to have these tutorials that's going to show them how to do things. Information is going to be up to date because it's going to be constantly updating. And they're going to get a sense of direction from that. They're going to get a sense of connection with that. That produces the desire to have a personalized experience. They're now personalizing this because it's responding to them. So what are we going to do? We're going to combat that on-the-clock feeling with a free account and let them sign up. We're going to give them a robust profile. They can express themselves. Hey, this is what I've been in for. This is what I've done in the past. This is what I think is valuable about me. Is it valuable? How is it valuable? In order to do that, we got to have a data-driven dashboard, which we have. It's going to take data from the profile and from their user activity. It's going to create widgets and products for them to interact with. That's going to further their path. That gives them a sense of relevance. That means that it's relating to them. They're going to buy into that. Customized process. Again, they're on the clock. We're going to create something called the reliance rating. The reliance rating is just very similar to the credit rating rehabilitation. You have to go to get resources to rehabilitate bad credit. We consider this a bad legal rating. You're going to go out and get your legal rating rehabilitated by using the reliance rating, which is basically monitoring tasks, user action and interaction to give us a returning citizen graph, which we believe is the first of its kind. It will give us a sense of what is a generic returning citizen and what is, anomalous behavior outside of that. What is unique and individual behavior outside of that? What are preferences? Where do they lead? Why do they lead? These kinds of things, very valuable information in determining how to combat recidivism. So the roadmap is one of the big important things with that. The roadmap gives you a plan. It gives the returning citizen a plan to follow. There are tasks involved. They follow in a very step-by-step way, very easy to use interface, and you can also get a sense on how they're completing, what percentage they've done, where they get stuck, if they contact, whether they want contact, that sort of thing, or they want help. All of these are built into the roadmap, and being able to reach out at all times, because they have that free account that gives them a contact form, gives them the ability to reach out and say, hey, I'm on the roadmap, I'm not getting anywhere, I need to reach out. These are interactive resources that gives them the sense of connection, and certainly is not ambiguous in any way. The architecture at My Chance Up is intelligent, and it will adapt to user activity, and we will continue to improve upon that graph and bring even finer and finer results. Again, the web application, use a browser to access it. It's www.mychanceup.com. It's housed on an encrypted private server, and right now we're going to go and check out the website. We're going to bring up the browser, like I said before, and then we're just going to type in My Chance Up. And you come to the home page, and there's our home page, My Chance Up. And so that concludes our first segment of an overview of the web application and how to get started. In the next segment, we'll talk about information architecture, which is the navigational structures and where resources are located on My Chance Up. So thanks a lot for your attention, and we'll see you in the next video.